Hello! This is Zelda Sheldon, licensed realtor with my brand Nashville Real Estate Rockstars at Village, and I am here presenting the Nashville Life, and my guest for episode number 2 is Rachell Rodriges.
That sounds so, whoever she is, she sounds really great.
I'm talking you up, girl. No, everyone, seriously, you are going to love Rachell's story. Rachell is a super creative woman who's done some great things in Nashville, and she has got a story to tell about why she moved here, what she's finding is keeping her staying in Nashville, and the purpose of the Nashville Life is to be a resource for people who are considering relocating, moving to Nashville, and you're thinking, is this going to be the place for me? Can I be happy here? Because you don't just move into a city, you actually move into a culture. You want to be part of the thread of your new city. You want to make sure that you feel like you belong, that they're your people, all of that sort of that approach, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's not just the buildings, it's not just roads and jobs. It's really, the people. It's the people.
It's the people.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got some fabulous people here.
Haven't we got fantastic people? Yeah, and you're one of them.
And
yeah.
you're one of them.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that. So, Rachell, I've got some questions that are going to. I'm going to fire these at Rachell, and hopefully, this is going to give you. Whenever you are tuning into this via the World Wide Web and discovering this little resource, I hope that you get a sense that this could be a fantastic landing place, a soft landing place for you if you're going to be moving to Nashville. So, Rachell, tell me where you came from. You weren't born in Nashville.
No, I wasn't born in Nashville. I was born in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Biloxi?
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Biloxi. Biloxi.
Biloxi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
That's
cool.
Yep, some people pronounce it that way.
Biloxi. Okay, I get it. Right, you got crazy pronunciations here in the USA.
Biloxi. We say Biloxi.
Biloxi.
I'm sure some people say Biloxi.
That's how I would say it, but what do I know? I'm from Sydney, Australia. We pronounce all kinds of crazy things. It's, Melbourne and Brisbane, even though it's spelt and it looks like on paper Brisbane, and it looks like it's Melbourne. But we call it Melbourne and Brisbane. So Biloxi, Mississippi. Yeah.
And I was only there for about 3 years, and then I was transplanted out west to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow.
So I grew up in Vegas, and that was a lot of fun.
What year was that?
1960. I'm going to give it away.
Oh,
I'm going to give my age away.
But
1960 something through 1970 something.
That was the glory. That was the glory days of. Was that fabulous Las Vegas when it all the signs appeared, all those 60s retro signs?
Yes, it was. It was great.
Casinos and
yeah. And they were little casinos compared to what they are now.
Is that right?
Yes, little ones. But we loved them, and it was a lot of fun to be in Vegas.
I could imagine the decor.
Oh, pretty fabulous.
Yeah, because, no expense was spared.
No.
Chandeliers, decor, lounges, smoking lounges, like everything.
Yes.
And you would have to dress up just to go and play the slot machines in those days and the roulette tables.
Oh, yeah. You did.
Yeah.
I did.
It was fancy.
Yes, it was really nice. And my dad was a captain in a fancy dining room there.
Wow.
And my mom worked in the casinos until they got married. And she used to take photographs in the dining rooms when people would go see a show that would also include dinner, and it was very fancy. So my first concert was Elvis.
No way.
Yes.
Elvis, the man,
Elvis.
Not the impersonator.
No.
The real.
The man, the king of rock and roll.
I have seriously now got a little bit of concert envy.
Everyone does. And I could touch the stage, like I was right there.
Oh,
and my mom was single at the time, and she put her phone number on a postcard and handed it up to him, and I swear to God, he said, "Thank you, baby."
That's my mom.
And then he tucked it into his big, WFC wrestling belt that he wore. It was pretty exciting.
What
It
a
was very
story. What a
exciting.
memory. What a memory.
Yes.
Wow. I would have just loved to have it because I went to Las Vegas, must have been about 1996. And it was still awesome. You know,
Yeah.
like the New York casino, I think we stayed at Circus. The splendor of, you know, like the main area, the main, whatever you call it, that huge expanse
The
of,
lobby.
it just
you
goes
walk
for
in.
miles and miles of machines and cafes.
Oh,
And
yes.
I think New York had, you know, it was like, it was decked out as if it was Times Square.
Really?
Yeah,
I've
so
never
the
been in there.
the decor was amazing.
Yeah, I haven't been there in years. I don't know anything about these big hotels.
Wow. Well, I love it. I mean, decor of, you know, these, you know,
Mega
mega casinos,
Yeah.
yeah. And that attracts people from all around the world.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal.
It is. It is a big deal. Now, is that where you first got, I don't know, the inkling, the inspiration to do what you're doing now in decor?
Probably because my mom was a designer, and we always had, you know, the latest, greatest stuff. The pink shag carpeting and
Pink shag. Pink shag.
we had pink shag in my
Wow.
bedroom anyway,
Oh.
and harvest gold shag in the dining room.
Oh my goodness.
And then sculpted red carpet in the living room. You know, that was the thing. It was just crazy times for color and decor.
In Las Vegas,
Yes,
right?
especially in Las Vegas.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
But it was fun.
Okay, so you've lived in Las Vegas in the high time. You've lived other places too.
Yes, I lived in Texas. I've lived in Memphis. I graduated from high school in Lake Tahoe, California, up in the mountains, and that's really beautiful.
Oh, I've heard that Lake
Beautiful
Tahoe is
places.
beautiful.
Yes, and San Antonio was a great town. Hook 'em horn.
Okay. Well, okay, so I'm thinking to myself, you've been in some splendid places. Lake Tahoe, that's gorgeous.
Yes, very
you know, all the
beautiful.
excitement of Las Vegas. San Antonio, Texas, I've heard that's really great too.
Yeah.
But why now have you relocated to Nashville? What brought you here?
Well, I ended up in Memphis for school, and from Memphis, I was asked to take a job at here in Nashville. I was invited to take a job here, and I had come to visit Nashville from Memphis. That was kind of where we would go for a fun weekend, and I always loved it. I mean, it's just always been a great town to come visit. So
Back in the what?
that was
year was this?
that was 91, so 25
Okay.
years ago, 26 years, 27 years ago. Gosh, I've
Okay.
been here a long time.
27 years in Nashville.
Yes.
Okay, so you took the job. It was exciting.
Yes.
All right. Did you ever think that you were going to stay here?
Yeah, I guess, you know, I mean, I loved it here. The people are so wonderful in Nashville.
I've heard that a lot.
Yes.
That's
You've
what
been-
I noticed that
Yeah.
about it.
It's so friendly.
Yeah.
And you make really deep friendships here with people who really care. You know, when the going gets rough, they really show up for you, and they know how to love. Open-hearted.
Oh, I love that. They know how to, in Nashville,
Yes.
they know how to love.
Yes.
They should use that as a slogan. Nashville, they know how to love.
They do. They're wonderful. There's wonderful people here. So, you know, it's
Yeah.
easy to make a home here and to be part of a community and to you know, have people that you look after and they look after you too. Neighborhoods, in the neighborhoods you live in, it's amazing the sweet community that comes out of it. You know, porch parties that pop up, and if someone gets sick, or my mother got very sick, and my friends were coming over and helping me in so many ways. It was really
Beautiful.
wonderful. Yeah, they just kind of scoop you up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what neighborhoods you live in, because that's what I love about you. You kind of live half time somewhere, and the other half time you live in a totally different place. So
Yeah.
talk to us about that, Rachell, and the reason why.
Okay, so half of the week I live in East Nashville, which is on the east side of the river, and it's a really hip, trendy neighborhood, and that's where we are right now, in a beautiful house that Zelda has listed.
Yeah.
And
Give us the address. It's 603 South 20th Street in East Nashville, 37206, and we are on the
Yes.
doorstep of Shelby Park, 300 plus acres, a fishing lake, 2 golf courses, a boat launch ramp. Did you say some sort of golf?
Frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf and sculptures, beautiful art in the park. And
walking trails,
biking
nature centre.
trails.
Biking,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
This is
good
beautiful.
biking.
So yeah, shameless plug. This would be a fantastic place for someone who is a super busy professional. I mean, it's the price is $795,900. So it's I think the medium house price in Nashville is around about $300,000. So it's above twice the medium house price. So it's not going to be for for everyone. We realize that, but there's just so much high-end luxury and wow about this place, don't you think?
And it's big.
It's 3,099 square feet.
Yeah, that's a big house.
Yeah, now you're going to be able to do something. Let's segue right into what you could do for the potential buyer. Say if a potential buyer is coming from New York City. Actually, I did a little bit of data mining this morning, finding out about the cost of living comparisons. Now, if you're relocating from Louisville, Kentucky, you will find, in comparison to the cost of living in Louisville, Nashville is 1.52% more. Mm-hmm. That's kind of comparable, right?
No,
Rents, food, all that sort of stuff.
You wouldn't even feel that.
No.
No.
But if you are coming from Brooklyn, so some of my clients, we moved them in just 2 streets away from here on South 17th Street. Hey, Vicky. They came from Brooklyn, and immediately it was just so apparent, the cost of living difference.
Yeah.
You pay, Nashville is 45.5% less expensive than Brooklyn to live. That's almost half the cost. Property taxes, rents, mortgages, insurance, the whole thing.
Yes.
That's why people are here.
Right.
So say if we get someone who goes, okay, I love the look of this fantastic house, but I'm a super busy surgeon or attorney or, a financial services guy, workaholic, no time to spend, it's just work, work, work.
Yeah.
They're going to love this house.
Yes, they are. They're going to come home, and this place feels so comfortable and serene and peaceful. They'll just get to come and unwind and not decompose. That's the wrong word. Decompress.
Decompress.
You can decompress.
Not even
decomposing.
No, someone who works in a very high stress job in a mortuary.
Yes. They might bring
A morgue.
work home.
A morgue.
If you bring work home with you from the mortuary, there might be some decomposing going on.
Decomposing. As we move into the Halloween season, yes, we can talk about decomposing.
But if you want to come home and decompress, I can help you unpack all your boxes that you're bringing from Brooklyn or wherever you're coming from.
Love.
And we can coordinate and just I can.
You can help them buy.
Yes.
Choose and buy. So she's not just going to buy it for you and then it's like, well, I hope you like these hot pink window dressings. No. You will definitely
get organized and help you get your window treatments.
Help you make the right selections.
Yes. Can select furniture and do all the shopping for you.
Yeah.
Any of the little odds and ends that you need. I have resources all over town with really lovely things.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm really good about stretching the budget too. So I'm not trying to spend all your money. I want to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck.
And I've seen what you have done. I saw on the rooftop deck of that gorgeous little condo just down in East Nashville. Wow. I love that rooftop deck. That was great. And I love the living room.
You.
I love the tile that you chose in the kitchen. That granite, what did you call it? Leather granite?
Leather finished granite.
Leather finished granite with a waterfall side.
Yes.
So beautiful.
Pretty nice, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. And I love the way that you even said to your clients, keep that piece. That piece, don't throw that away. And they were willing to throw a whole bunch of their stuff away,
Beautiful
weren't they?
things that they spent a lot of money
Yes,
for.
Scandinavian beautiful pieces, which you incorporated so elegantly
Thank
into this
you.
modern, new look.
It
was
works.
great. It worked
works
great.
perfectly.
Yay.
So a lot of times people think they have old things that they need to get rid of, but they work beautifully when you put newer pieces around them or put them in the right spot, especially if they function well in that spot. So
Well, I saw
I've got
it
a lot of tricks
firsthand.
up my sleeve.
Great, and I think that has probably eased a whole bunch of people because they probably think she's probably so expensive.
No,
But no,
I'm
you're
not
dollar
that
stretching
expensive.
and economical.
Yes.
And yeah, I think it's worth it.
And I had a client once who spent $5,000 on a sofa that she hated because she didn't have a designer. So, you can blow a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. If you hire a designer, we not only keep you from spending money you shouldn't spend, but, I have resources all over town with contractor discounts and trade discounts, and I just pass that along to my clients so that, I really am on your side, and I'm trying to help you make your house a beautiful haven that you are so happy to come home to, and very, very confident and excited to share with your friends and with your family and with your colleagues, and so I just try to help my clients achieve that.
Right, now you've done everything from Airbnb commercial properties to people who've relocated, from New York City or other parts of the USA.
Yes.
So I think it's great. Now I'm going to put in the notes, I'll actually put some links where you can find this on the note that attaches to this YouTube video. So anytime that you want to reach out to Rachell for that service, and I definitely recommend what she's doing. I've seen her work firsthand. I've sat in her work and I've talked to her clients, and they love her. They've adopted her to be their best little friend, right? After all, which is great.
It is a nice thing. A lot of times become close to my clients, and that's really sweet. That's like a benefit of what I do.
Don't just have them as clients, have them as friends afterwards.
Yes, dear friends. So
well, that's
it's
great.
wonderful.
Now, we were talking before we segued into that, and I think that was a great segue because you're showing that not only are we in this fantastic house that you could purchase, it's ready to move in, but Rachell can provide the total seamless make it happen service
I would love to.
So that can be just totally taken care of. All right, so tell us about the other part of town where you live. So you're in East Nashville half the time, which is where we are right now.
Right.
Yep. Where's the other half?
The other half of the time, I'm in a little town southwest of Nashville called Columbia, Tennessee.
Oh, I've got a little show and tell.
Yes, you've got the map.
I've got the map. So here is the map of Nashville. So can you see that, Rachell? Feel free to reach around and show us.
Columbia would be off the map down here.
Right. Okay, so you got Nashville up here. I like to see it as a clock face. Directly south is Brentwood, and then you got Franklin, and then you've got.
And you travel over here, and you'd find this really beautiful little town called Columbia, Tennessee.
How long does it take you to drive from Columbia to Nashville?
To this spot right here, it takes about an hour.
1 hour.
So an hour. But if I'm traveling from Columbia to Franklin or Cool Springs, which is an area where there's a lot of shopping and a lot of restaurants, that takes about 30 minutes. It's not bad at all.
You know what? And Franklin, I have to say, Franklin, they are doing some amazing things at Franklin. Don't you just love the whole of the city vibe?
Yeah.
It's so old. If you love little antique-y looking, 2 or 3 story, gorgeous little boutique-y type shops and stores and cafes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's wonderful.
It's a great place. So from Nashville, you can go to Franklin in 30 minutes and have a beautiful day trip down there.
Yes.
We have a lot of sweet little towns you can drive to from Nashville for, a change of scenery and something different to do.
And I know that in, Williamson County, that's where Franklin sits. So part of Brentwood, and Franklin, part of Fairview, I think, as well.
Yes.
All Williamson County, and the demographics are predicting. I don't know how they predict, but they do their little,
They do that.
I don't know what they
Crystal
do.
ball?
Crystal ball-ish. No, I think they actually look at the trends. They very, very, very closely study the trends. But they are predicting that just in Williamson County alone, it's going to be 34% population growth within the next 10 years.
Wow.
Yes. So now Columbia is just south of that. So that's where all of the growth is happening. So Columbia soon is going to be an outreach.
Yes.
Outreach?
Probably.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Of Franklin.
Out.
Yeah.
It's a little out there.
A little
Past
satellite.
it.
Yeah, so it's going to be where the Franklin urban sprawl will continue.
Yes.
Because that's where the affordability is. Now, tell us about Columbia, because that's growing.
It is. It's a sweet little town that's really thriving, and a lot of the old buildings downtown are being renovated. Sheryl Crow's renovating one, and Mike Wolf has bought a couple.
Wow.
And he's put in some
Exciting.
really beautiful, put in a bike shop and a couple of Airbnbs above. And
Wow.
so, yeah, people are coming, and we're getting great new restaurants and coffee shops, and it's just a sweet place to be. It's very community centered, and you run into people on the street and they just start talking to each other, and you get to know each other. One of my favorite Colombians I met on the crosswalk one day, walking across the street, and I was introduced to him, and he's become my lawyer. He's become my lawyer too, so it's pretty sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so lawyers are particularly friendly in Columbia.
You should have a good lawyer who's friendly.
You should have a friendly lawyer.
Yeah,
We'll go to
right.
Columbia to find a real
That's right.
friendly lawyer.
That's right.
Well, that sounds great. So we've got restaurants, we've got Sheryl Crow, we've got other, famous, creative people. Hey, this is a question that I've got for you. Why do you think Nashville is attracting so many creative, smart people? Like, I've met some of your clients. I've got some awesome, creative, whip-smart people. They're just coming to Nashville. Why do you think that is?
Well,
Any
we have an
theories?
incredible music scene
Yeah, we
and
do.
a great art scene. We've got galleries and art crawls, and I collect local art. And I mean, a lot of just crazy talented artists are here. And have been for a long time, and the city supports it. There's a lot of funding goes toward the Nashville arts. So, I mean, we've got, we had Chihuly exhibit here, and we've got the Frist. That's a beautiful gallery downtown that they have some of the most incredible exhibits there. I mean, I'm never disappointed when I go to an exhibit there. It's just a beautiful old building too, an Art Deco old post office that they changed or created this beautiful space for all this wonderful art that comes from everywhere.
It's a beautiful building.
Yeah. We do big exhibits here too.
So it's a thriving art scene, and I know that you collect, and I've seen one of the pieces that you arranged to put in your client's house.
Oh yes, the Chad Wilkerson piece.
And you met this random awesome artist at a coffee shop?
Yeah, he was a barista at a coffee shop.
How did you know? Did he have, here's a t-shirt with his art? How did you recognize that he was awesome?
Well, one of the great things about Nashville is you'll see a lot of local art hanging in the coffee shops around town. And so in the coffee shop, Bongo Java on Belmont, that he was the barista at, the only friendly barista.
Well, he had his art hanging. Of course he's going to be friendly.
He had an art exhibit there, and they hung his art, and I saw some of his pieces, and I was really impressed. And he was such a nice guy, and his art was very affordable.
Wow.
So, he made it easy to buy local art, beautiful local art. And so I've got a few of his pieces in my house, and I buy them for my clients whenever he's the appropriate artist for their style of house.
Well, it sure was appropriate. I have to say, it looked like it was made for that wall and sofa. It was amazing. I loved it. Great choice.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've got music. So I know for a fact, being a musician.
You know more about the music.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why Pal and I decided to relocate all the way from Sydney, Australia, to be in Nashville, because we're songwriters and we're musicians, and this is the soft landing place for musicians. So there are so many places where you can perform your works, which is important. So, you know, if you're an artist, you want a place where you can hang your work.
Right.
And if you're a songwriter and a singer, you want a place where people are drinking whiskey or coffee or whatever and appreciating
and creating,
music.
and collaborating. There's a lot of collaborating that goes on here.
As well, yeah.
And fabulous studio musicians and
The best.
road musicians.
The best.
When people, you know, people will ask me, when they see the way I dress, which is creative, if I'm in the music business.
That's all that
I
leather.
have to say,
That black leather.
I'm not pulling off the black leather, but but I do have to say, no, I'm the one that's not in the music business, because I feel like I'm the only person in town that's not in the music business. It's a huge scene. I think we have the #1 scene in the world.
We've got a couple of #1 scenes.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to talk to you about that because it's crazy. So you've been here for 27 years. So this is Music City, and you said that it was exciting even back 27 years ago.
Yes,
It had lots of entertainment.
definitely.
Yeah. And so we've got that, Music City, and it's bringing the best, of course, musicians. So everyone wants to, you know, be on tour with some awesome person, Alan Jackson's Roadshow or Dirks Bentley or what, you know.
Right.
So, you know, they can be these, you know, people who really want to be seen. They will come to Nashville, they'll get a job down at Broadway, playing for tips. Someone, you know, word will get around how awesome these people are, and then all of a sudden they will be taken on tour as, you know, the guitarist or the bass player or whatever. So it happens. It happens. Actually, one of my buddies, I was co-writing with him, and his bass player was snapped up by Chris Stapleton. Woo!
Really?
So it's like,
wow,
one minute you're just a bass player for, you know, someone who's, you know, up and coming, and then all of a sudden you're snapped up.
Sweet.
Given the rise of the century.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens here.
So this is what happens in Nashville.
Anything's possible here.
Anything's
Doesn't
possible.
it feel that way? Like anything's possible here.
That's what I relocated here for, because it was, I could just sense. So do you pick up on vibes?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And I thought Nashville, this was in 2010, I thought Nashville is just about to go off.
Oh, yes.
It's really, and this
You
was the
felt it.
bottom of the real estate market.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Nashville didn't go down a lot.
No, we really didn't get touched much.
But from 2010, it just kept climbing and climbing. Yeah, so.
It's a good place to be.
Where is your favourite coffee shop in Nashville? Is it the place that sells all the art?
Well,
hangs the art?
that used to be one of my favorites.
Okay, where do you like going now?
Probably, I mean, I'm a big fan of Portland Brew over here on the east side. That's one of my favorites.
You
And then
love
the
Portland.
barista parlor is pretty cool. Very hip.
Yeah,
But
been
yeah,
there.
I like Portland Brew coffee, and they have good food. You know, coffee house food.
Just around the
Who's your
corner from
favourite?
here, well, me and myself, my client and I love going to just around the corner from here. It's called The Post. And
oh, yes.
I'm
the
on a bit of a
Post. I forgot about
cleanse
the
now,
Post.
and they have golden chai.
Oh, good.
Have you tried that?
No.
They put turmeric. They put turmeric in the steamed coconut milk or the steamed almond milk.
That
And
sounds
so
good
if you're
for you.
detoxing, you know, you don't even have to have coffee. It's
Yes.
so beautiful. So they turn it into a latte.
Ah.
So that's just The Post, yeah. And so my
And
wonderful
if you're
client...
retoxing, like I do on a regular basis,
Retoxing.
they have lots of toxic coffee there too.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes when I do feel like a toxic coffee, you can slip over from your golden chai. But yeah, The Post is great. The great thing about Nashville is I came here in 1996, and I came here from Sydney, Australia. We came here on a exploratory tour because we were building a recording studio in Sydney, Australia. And so hubby and I wanted to wanted to go and see some of Nashville's and the USA's best studios. So we went to New York City, we went to Nashville, because this is the place where they have really good studios. So we did a studio tour. Well, I was a vegan at the time.
No.
And I have to tell you,
there was nothing.
There was no coffee. There was coffee. There was nasty, brutal day coffee.
Really?
You know, that terrible
96.
drippolated stuff. But no espresso coffee or no vegan food in Nashville, period, in 1996. So now we've got coffee shops everywhere.
We do.
Yeah,
They're
if
great.
you're a coffeeciado, if you love your espressos, well, you're going to love this place because they have the slow pour overs, which is just up in Dose, up in East Nashville, Riverside Village.
Yeah,
so you can get that. They will take precision care.
And at 8th and Roast.
8th and Roast.
That's a great one. And the Post, you're right. I forgot about the Post. The Post is wonderful. And the Frothy Monkey. Gotta love the Frothy Monkey in 12th South.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
So we've got lots of coffee shops all over the place, which is great. Yeah. That's why, if people are coming from the other part of the USA, if they're coming from Brooklyn, I know if they're coming from Melbourne, Australia, or Sydney, you will want to know that you can get a good coffee here.
You will.
And you will.
And you can.
And you can get vegan food here now.
You can.
Right. Hey, what do you love about the Nashville life the most?
Well, it's really the people and the community and the it's a safe, wonderful place to live. It's clean, it's fun, there's always something going on, there's always a new restaurant.
Yeah.
And the people are friendly and genuine. Like they genuinely want to know you and want to know where you're from and want to know how they can help you. And that's pretty
so
wonderful.
Good. I've noticed that too.
Yeah. I've lived other places that aren't like that, know. So it's very just super community oriented, and when you move into a neighborhood, your neighbors will come over with food and things, and and some people think that's weird. I've heard when they come from other places.
That
like
is
if you have
so
a death
beautiful.
in your family, people will bring you food. And some people think that's kind of weird, but that's what we do.
Well,
we bring you food.
I think it's lovely.
Yeah, so you don't have to think about figuring out how to cook for your family, or that just takes that off your plate.
I remember when I first moved into my neighborhood, I thought, well, look, I've come from another part of the world. I want to know my whole street. So I just started with the street, and I just picked up a whole bunch of these beautiful little gourmet preserves. And I just knocked on each door and, just introduced myself.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah.
But the neighbour across the road reciprocated with a key lime pie.
Ooh, girl, that's a much better trade.
So from one little preserve to a whole key lime pie.
That's working it. You worked that well.
I know. So
just have a key lime pie.
Oh, she is such a great neighbour. So she will tell me when a whole pack of deer are in my front yard or feasting on her crab apple tree.
Yes,
deer love crab. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we love deer watching because we get a lot of deer up. We just live up in Inglewood.
Yeah.
So
we do too. Deer and turkeys, wild turkeys.
Wild turkeys. Yeah. That's a famous
another
whiskey,
great-
isn't it?
Yes, it
Bourbon
is.
wild
that I am
turkey.
quite familiar with, by the way.
Hey, this has just been such a great conversation, and I just think that if you've got creativity, maybe you want to be a painter, maybe you're living in I know that this was the case in Sydney, to pay your rent or your mortgage in Sydney, where the medium house price in my neighbourhood, where I owned a house in Sydney, it's currently $2.2 million.
Oh my God!
That's for
almighty. How does anybody buy a house?
Well, you got to work. You got to work a big job.
You've got to rob banks.
You've got to work it. So if you're a creative
good at it,
person,
too.
yeah. So here's the thing. I mean, we've only got so much time in our very brief little life, and if you're a creative person, and you've got novels inside you wanting to get out, you've got paintings, or you've got sculpture, or you've got songs, or you're a dancer or whatever. If you're a creative person, don't you think that trading that high price ticket lifestyle in Sydney, Australia, San Francisco, New York, even Chicago, London, if you traded all of that and just moved over to Nashville, and I know that in 2010, when we purchased our house, it was 10% of the price of a house in Australia, in Sydney, Australia. 10%. So let's just say now we've just done the figures, we've done that little bit of data mining, and we know that Nashville is 45.5% less than Brooklyn. So you're going to get twice as much house.
That's amazing.
For half the price. Yeah.
In beautiful neighborhoods.
Friendly.
Yeah.
Beautiful, friendly.
Walkable neighborhoods.
With good coffee.
Yes, and lots of space. Like you have a yard. People are amazed that they can come here and have a house with a big yard.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Green space.
We've never had so much yard.
Yeah, you can get a lot of yard.
We grow our own
Maybe
parsley.
more than you bargained for.
Well, we love it. My husband, he enjoys gardening, and so his mother is a great gardener, and he just loves it. Loves getting his hands dirty in dirt. It feels good.
Yeah.
So for all those reasons, I think that Nashville is a spectacular city to relocate to. I'm so glad that you've been able to share your story about what's brought you here and what's keeping you here.
Thank you, Zelda.
Can you imagine living anywhere else?
No,
No,
I
me
can't.
neither. Me
I
neither.
can't. I mean, I'm sure that there are more beautiful places and more exciting even, but there's something about Nashville that just captured me, and the people here did. And at one point I was going to move away. I thought I wanted to go to the beach, and I couldn't leave my people. I couldn't leave what I had built here.
Wow.
So it's pretty special.
Very special.
Yeah.
Very special. Well,
And then I
there
get
you
to
go.
meet people like you, Zelda.
Yeah, we do. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this little conversation with Rachell Rodriges. I'm going to put all of her information below in the comments section or the description section of this video. I hope you find this, and I hope that you find that there was something in our conversation that resonated with you, and your creative soul, your soul that is wanting to find your place in this world, because it can be a brutal world. If you're chasing the dollar and you're paying a lot of money on your rents and your cost of living, Nashville can be such a balm, such a soothing balm for the artist who really wants to get out that something that is inside them. So come to Nashville to do that.
Come on.
Link up with Rachell if you're wanting to move into this beautiful house or any other house. Rachell, we're going to put all your details about information here. Now, just we're going to be having a welcome to the neighbourhood party here in 2 weeks time. It's going to be November. This will age this. It's going to be in 2018, November the 8th, Thursday, November the 8th. We've already had one of these welcome to the neighbourhood parties, and the neighbours came. They loved it. And so I said to them, hey, we're going to be doing it again, this time with s'mores, and this time with my prize-winning chili, and we're going to be having a house concert. So there's going to be 3 great artists, including my hubby, Pal Sheldon, and I'll be playing my short-scale Fender Mustang bass. I'll be accompanying him. So we're going to be turning on the music, which is Nashville's fame. So I hope if you're in town, if you stumble upon this video and you've still got time to make it, reach out to me. We would love to have you part of that. So that's going to be going from 6 till 9 p.m. Come and meet the neighbours, come and have a small chili and listen to the beautiful music of Nashville. So
Right on.
Rachell, we've done it.
Good.
Thank you so much for watching this.
Thank
and,
you.
reach out to us if you need any help with real estate or if you need help with decor and
Interior design.
interior design.
And you can find me on Instagram at It City Design.
It City Design on
Yes.
Instagram. And we will put that in the link. And you can find me, Zelda Sheldon, with my brand, Nashville Real Estate Rockstars.com. Reach out to me as well. All right. Peace, love, real estate.